Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all taking the chance to enjoy some well-earned lunch. And I'm also really grateful to Allyson Arnold for presenting to us today about the BHF Clinical Research Collaborative. And she's going to tell you about the purpose of this and the funds that are available to support research. Thank you very much, Allyson.
Well, thanks, Catherine. Thanks for having me. So I just wanted to outline the British Heart Foundation Clinical Research Collaborative and some of the projects that we are looking to support the clinical research networks with. Namely, today is around the Research Development Fund. But if I just take a step back and introduce the CRC, we were a BHF grant that was given to the British Cardiovascular Society to host, on behalf of all the specialist societies, a clinical research network, which was aimed to really look at prioritizing the best clinical research questions that have the most impact to go on for funding. And we're doing this through a variety of ways. The first and most important one is establishing this network of specialist research groups through our specialist societies with a focus on disease and or treatment. Another way we offer support is to facilitate meetings to enhance this collaboration. We can coordinate the meetings and provide admin support for the research groups to have these. We have an integrated IT system and database that's set up for better online collaborative workspace for clinical research groups, and also encouraging patient and service user involvement and having links with patient groups and other sort of PPI groups from specialist areas and also the BHF to be able to provide input into those research groups. We offer research development support in a variety of ways, and looking down the line to offer some sponsored learning sessions that will help develop clinical research in specialist areas. So essentially, the CRC looks to be this turnkey solution to design and execute the cross-cutting national clinical trials that have most impact. So just briefly going through what our mission is, again, it's really to support and develop cardiovascular clinical research within the UK. And we really want clinical research to be of the highest quality with impact, not only in the UK, but internationally as well. We have 3 goals that we're working towards. The first is promoting and coordinating the effective planning and delivery of clinical research. We're doing this really through supporting research groups coming together to ensure that they have the infrastructure in place to provide that. We look to add value to provide tangible solutions to real problems that may be faced by our stakeholders. And again, going back to an IT solution that offers a bit more of a collaborative workspace for busy clinicians who are time poor and it's very difficult to come together. So we have that space for them, and also in some of the funds that we're looking to support for research development. And finally, we really want to engage the broader research community. So a lot about democratizing research and making sure that everyone who wants to be involved in clinical research can be and should be. Just briefly highlighting some of our established and upcoming projects, we've recently made links with all of the cardiovascular clinical trials units in the UK, those who specialise in clinical trials, and we've had a great success in engaging with them. And the first step with that engagement programme is to provide links on our website for the clinical trials and all of the information from them. So, for instance, specific trials that they look to support, some that they've done in the past, and there's specialist areas that might help researchers identify a clinical trials unit that's the right one for their study. We have a partnership with Cochrane Heart Team, and since developing that partnership, we provided 10 teams for Cochrane reviews to them, and we're looking at furthering that relationship more so that they can have support for the right people on their reviews, and also potentially down the line looking at influencing what reviews they might look to take on. Again, coming up to sort of this third year of our project, we're looking at developing our education series a bit more. So finding out what the need is for clinical researchers and where the gaps might be, and whether this takes the form of some broader webinars around clinical research that might be archived on our website or a podcast series. We just are looking at what potentially could be offered and should be offered, and what ideas our research groups may have for this. And finally, the Research Development Fund, which is what I specifically wanted to speak about today. So this fund has been set up to support the development of clinical research projects. We've just recently launched it on the 8th of February, the first round, and this closes on the 16th of May. And what we're looking for are, any ideas can be considered, but some examples might include systematic reviews. We might look at grant targeting and preparation, a fund around supporting the assessment of your clinical research priorities, supporting an educational session perhaps that is important for you, and also acquisition or analysis of pilot study information. So the process this awards takes, it is the established research group of the CRC will be asked to review the ideas that may be submitted by the society members, and it's up to that research group to really look at the best one or two that could be submitted for assessment by the steering group. It's a very modest fund for the first round especially, so it's not a lot, but bids can be made up for units of up to 5K, 10K or 20K. And the scoring is based on several criteria, including importance and relevance of the clinical question to be addressed, the methodological rigor of the proposed work, likelihood of the project being completed in the time scale. And this really includes, the strength and cohesion of that research team, and also the potential value for the project to develop future activity, and perhaps it could be adopted and spread elsewhere. So all of the information has been circulated to the integrated societies, and it can be reviewed on our website as well. And the guidance notes and application form are all there as well. But also we do have an email address that's on your screen now, and the CRC team, which is a very small team, it's myself and Ronnie Buskell, who's our coordinator, and we have a senior clinical lead, Professor Rod Stables, who's based in Liverpool. But between us, we'd be able to answer, any questions that you have on this specific fund, and also anything, with regards to the CRC in general. So that's all I have for now. If there's any questions, we're happy to take them. Sure.
Can't see any questions just now, but that's really helpful to have an overview of the work and the type of projects that would be supported. And I know that you're very keen to very much democratise research, aren't you? And to encourage people who perhaps aren't in receipts of large grants or don't think of themselves as traditionally researchers to maybe, step into that role and take advantage of those grants that are on offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of that is about, making sure the next generation of researchers are coming up through and having the opportunity, giving the opportunity to them to learn and support that delivery as well. And at the same time, collaborating with other research groups, cross-fertilization of ideas. And it's really just to get a step on that ladder.
Super. I'm hoping that some of the connections that have been made today are useful, and can move forward in that way, working together, using your support.
Oh yeah, no, that's great, Catherine. No, and we've had we're sort of coming up to the third year of the project in May, but actually we've had a lot of great support, initially, and very receptive, and it's clear that the need is there for the support around clinical research. The BHF is certainly committed to clinical research and improving that, and providing that sort of greater impact of that, ensuring the right questions are being asked, and helping researchers develop studies just so they're much more robust and impactful, and be able to share that nationally and globally as well.
Super, thank you, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes,
as we look at the ideas that come through. Great.
That's great. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
So I'm just going to take a moment here to let people know that there will be a feedback questionnaire sent. So we'll send that via email at the end of the day. And we'd be really grateful if you could fill that in so that we know what you found helpful, and to help us to shape the next conference to be sure that it really meets your needs. So the next session will start in a few minutes. I'll sign off for now, but looking forward to a really productive and interesting afternoon.